What is going on, everyone? Christian Pickdawgz.com here with the Wraparound, where we're going to be breaking down the NHL action going down on Tuesday, December 19th, 2023. Now, before we get into that content, if you like this video, make sure you smash that thumbs up. Helps us out a ton. And make sure you're also subscribed to our channel. We just passed 100 million views here on our YouTube channel. Could not have done that without you guys' love and support. The Wraparound would not be what it is without you guys. You guys are the ones I do this for. So thank you so much for that. Thank you for all the love and support. Now, if you're looking for my best bets on the board, we want to make you some money on this Money Making Tuesday. Head to Pickdawgz.com, click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page, and have a ton of action on the board today. Some NHL lined up. We've got an NBA play of the day and a fair bit of college hoops. Best value though, hopping on a long-term pass. Whether you just go with me or pair me up with someone else, part of the multi-capper promotion, you can't go wrong. I want to make you guys some money. We're less than a week away from Christmas. All the holidays around the corner. So let's make some money. Let's stuff those pockets. Let's head into the new year with a stuffed bankroll, and it's going to be a prosperous 2024. But I'm already counting to 2024. What am I talking about? We got an 11-game NHL card on Tuesday. You guys know the drill. If you've been here before, say it with me. You ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it. Our first game takes us to the TD Garden, where the Boston Bruins take on the Minnesota Wild. And this looks like a solid matchup on paper. Two teams that have been in some decent form as of late. And the Minnesota Wild still winners at 7 of their last 10. But now they go into Boston, where a lot of better teams have fallen this season. Boston 10-2-2 at home. The Minnesota Wild did a good job digging themselves out of that hole that they were in earlier this season. You can see what the new coaching change has done. It's given a new life to this Minnesota Wild team. The problem is, they really did not look good, the Wild, in that 4-3 loss to Pittsburgh on Monday. They're on the second half of a back-to-back here. And like I said, Boston just not a team you want to give that up against. And you got to think that maybe that game took a little bit out of Minnesota. Fighting back from 3-0 down, tying the game at 3, and then just giving it right back to Pittsburgh and failing to get the job done. I think the Bruins just find a way to get it done here. Not going to try to chase the puck line with the Bruins here just because they have played some low-scoring, tight games. And could be potential for the the Wild to backdoor the Bruins, maybe lose this game by 1. So I'm going to take the Bruins to win this one in regulation, get that minus 184 price down to minus 125. Next, we head to the Key Bank Center, where the Buffalo Sabres take on the Columbus Blue Jackets. And, the Columbus Blue Jackets have had their issues as of late. They've lost 5 of their last 7. But it's not like the Buffalo Sabres are playing that much better. They've alternated wins and losses in their last 7, 3-4 in that stretch. So side by side, I just don't want to lay minus 185, 180, minus 178 with the Buffalo Sabres when I just think that this line should be a lot closer. Do I trust the Columbus Blue Jackets to go out and get the outright victory? I'm not saying that because this is still a Blue Jackets team that's dropped 11 of 14 road games this season. But they are 9-5 on the puck line on the road this season. I think the Columbus Blue Jackets could battle here, maybe make this a 1-goal game. So not when I'm rushing to bet, but I would take a shot here with the Blue Jackets plus the 1.5. Now we head to the PNC Arena, where the Carolina Hurricanes take on the Vegas Golden Knights. And, there are some times in betting where, the line just doesn't make sense. And sometimes people will be like, oh, it's a trap. They're begging you to take this team. They don't have to beg me too hard to take the Vegas Golden Knights here. The Carolina Hurricanes, they've dropped back-to-back games in 6 of their last 8. They went to overtime in both those games. Both those games were at home against the Capitals and the Predators. And now you're giving me plus money with a Vegas team that's 9-3-3 on the road. You're defending Stanley Cup champions and a team that has won 5 of their last 6 and 7 of their last 9. Yes, please. Give me Vegas here at plus money. Now we head to the Prudential Center, where the New Jersey Devils take on the Philadelphia Flyers in what should be another great game on Tuesday's card. Two teams that definitely do not like each other. This is a rivalry of rivalries, but the problem I have with the New Jersey Devils is that they haven't looked great, at home and in some spots. They're 6-7-1 at home this season compared to 10-5 on the road. But what really stands out is the fact that this New Jersey Devils team is they were 1-11 through their first 12 games on the puck line at home, and I believe now they're 2-12 after the loss to the Anaheim Ducks at home, 5-1 last time out. New Jersey just didn't look good in that game. I was on the Devils puck line in that thing. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You're not getting me again. The Philadelphia Flyers are playing some solid hockey, especially on the road where they're 9-4-2 this season. Points in 11 of 15 games and points in 8 straight games as well. The Flyers are just playing the better hockey. So give me the Flyers here at plus money, or if you don't want to take the full out shot, you can also take them at plus 1.5, pay some juice. But either way, it's the Flyers for me in this one. Now we head to the Amalie Arena where the Tampa Bay Lightning take on the St. Louis Blues in what is one of the tougher games on the board in my opinion, because this is a tough price to lay with the Tampa Bay Lightning, minus 170, minus 175 at home. Sorry, in that minus 170 to minus 175 price range at home. But I think that the Lightning are still the play here. They play their best hockey at home. It's been like that for a long time. They're 8-3-3 at home this season. And even when the Tampa Bay Lightning were struggling, when they didn't have Andrei Vasilevsky in the lineup, the one thing that you could rely on, the one consistent, was that the Tampa Bay Lightning were going to play their better hockey at home. The St. Louis Blues, they've won back-to-back games, but again, those games were at home. The last few times we've seen them on the road hasn't been good. They lost 3-1 to Chicago, 5-2 to Columbus. They got the win in Vegas, but lost 4-1 to Arizona, 3-1 to Minnesota. 4-1 to Arizona, 3-1 to Minnesota. Yeah, I got to go with the Tampa Bay Lightning here. I'm kind of on the fringe of where I want to lay juice with the Lightning, but maybe I'll use it as a parlay piece. So give me the Tampa Bay Lightning on the money line in this one. Next, we head to Scotiabank Arena where the Toronto Maple Leafs take on the New York Rangers in a rematch from a matchup that we saw just a few days ago back on December 12th. And it was a 7-3 victory at MSG for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now the venue switches. Can New York get some revenge? Potentially they could. I mean, this is a New York Rangers team that's been deadly on the road this season, 11-4-1. Toronto, though, has played their better hockey at home, 9-4-2 this season. But the thing that stands out to me is that I think we're still going to see some goals. I don't know if we see 10 goals like we did in the last meeting, but you look at Toronto and what they've done in a lot of their home games. They've given up usually 4 or more goals at home. Gave up 5 to the Sharks, 7 to gave up 6 to Columbus. They gave up 3 to the Kraken, 4 to Boston. So I think that Toronto can give up some goals at home here. But as stout as New York's defense has been, we saw this Maple Leafs team when they're on point, the offensive potential and the offensive upside goes through the roof. And I think we could have another entertaining matchup here. Could easily see a 5-4 kind of game. So I'm gonna go with the over 6.5 between the Leafs and the Rangers. Next, we head to the UBS Arena where the New York Islanders take on the Edmonton Oilers. And, I keep talking about the New York Islanders and the sort of adapted play style that they've taken on. Not what we're used to seeing from the New York Islanders in the years past. But then I kind of sat there and I realized, of course we're not going to see that. They've undergone a coaching change. There's a culture change on Long Island. Now this team wants to get out and move and play at a fast pace. Problem is, that's exactly what Edmonton wants to do as well. Now, Edmonton hasn't been at their best on the road this season. A lot of their recent success, where they've kind of turned their season around, has come at home. But make no mistake, these are still two teams that can find the back of the net. Edmonton, in their last 10 games, averaging 4.3 goals per game, while in their last 10, the New York Islanders averaging 4.2 goals per game. I think this has all the potentials of an offensive clinic. Both teams are coming off of back-to-back losses. Edmonton gave up 12 goals in those two losses, while the Islanders gave up 9. Technically, they gave up 10, but I'm not counting the shootout goal that you get or the goal you get from winning the shootout. So 9 goals allowed from the New York Islanders. So to me, like I said, this is shaping up to be a high-scoring matchup. I'm going with the over 6.5 here as well. Now we head to the Bridgestone Arena where the Nashville Predators take on the Vancouver Canucks. And once again, a spot where the Vancouver Canucks are a near coin flip underdog. And I was a little bit hesitant to jump back on them. Last time I tried, it was against the Minnesota Wild. They lost that game in a shootout. But you know what? Maybe I'm stubborn. Maybe I just don't learn. It's hard for me to pass up on a coin flip price with one of the best teams in the NHL, despite maybe some recent hiccups. They have won 5 of their last 6 games. Now, granted, the Nashville Predators have won 7 of their last 8, and they've won 4 straight, and they're at home where they've won 11 of 17 games so far this season. But for me, this is just a little bit of a sprinkle on some value, if it was the Canucks that were favored here, I'd have an easier time making the case for the Predators. I just want to kind of go underdog hunting in this game. Probably not a game I'm rushing to the window to bet, but I think the Canucks at a near coin flip price worth a shot here, especially considering they've had some success on the road themselves. Now we head to the United Center where the Chicago Blackhawks host the Colorado Avalanche, and a Colorado Avalanche team that is in dire need of a bounce back win. This is not the Colorado Avalanche team that we're used to seeing, really struggle the way that they had been over the last few weeks. They've won 3 of their last 4, but it just feels like they need to string a few wins together to really sort of right the ship and push themselves back in the right direction. And there's no better team to do that against, in my opinion, than the Chicago Blackhawks. They've lost 4 straight by a combined score of 18-7 in those, 19-7 in those 4 games. Goal scoring once again an issue for the Chicago Blackhawks. No one's surprised. Now head to head, Chicago's lost back-to-back meetings by a combined score of 9-0, and Colorado has won 5 straight meetings against the Blackhawks on the puck line. Chicago had a win mixed in January 2023, but when Colorado wins in this series, they usually win big, and I think they win big here again. I'm going to take the Colorado Avalanche on the puck line in this one. Now we head to the Mullet Arena where the Arizona Coyotes take on the Ottawa Senators, and Ottawa Senators just firing their coach. I believe they brought in Jacques Martin to be the new interim boss for the next little bit. Daniel Alfredson, former Sens great, brought in as a bit of a consultant, or at least an associate head coach. And, I want to take the Arizona Coyotes at home because my stance on the Coyotes at home. At Mullet Arena, they play their better hockey. They are 10-5 at home this season. The Arizona Coyotes are. But if you've been following, like I said, this thing with the the Ottawa Senators, like I just mentioned, firing the new head coach. And if you've been following the wraparound, you know my angle here. The new coach rub. I got to go with the Ottawa Senators here, as much as it pains me to say it. Teams, right after they fire a coach, we have seen it time and time again. We saw it in Edmonton. We saw it in Minnesota. I think we even saw it in St. Louis. Teams fire their coach, and they come out with renewed purpose for at least the first couple of games. I think that's what we have here. I think the Ottawa Senators change of voice in that locker room revitalizes this team. I think they start that new tenure with a win. So I'm going to take the Ottawa Senators here on the money line. And our final game on Tuesday's card takes us to the SAP Center, where the San Jose Sharks and the LA Kings go at it in a Pacific Division rivalry. And, the San Jose Sharks have been playing some decent hockey, here and there, but they're just kind of regressed back to old habits. They lost back-to-back road games. Now, they do go back home where they have played their better hockey this season, a 6-8 overall record at home. But the Los Angeles Kings, they're still one of the best road teams in the NHL, despite some hiccups here and there. They got back on track with a 3-2 win over the Seattle Kraken in their last matchup. And head-to-head, they pretty much owned the San Jose Sharks in recent meetings. They've won 4 straight meetings by a combined score of 15-7. I think that the Kings come out with some purpose here. I think they take care of business on the puck line. I'm going to take the Los Angeles Kings minus the goal and a half here to round things out. That's it. That's all the NHL action for Tuesday, December 19th, 2023. If you like this content, make sure you subscribe to our channel and smash that thumbs up. And also, make sure you hit that notification bell in the description of this video below to get notified when the newest and freshest content drops here at Pick Dawgz. And make sure, if you're looking for my best bets, to check out Pick Dawgz Premium. And also let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Good luck.